And for someone to step in that situation and ultimately make a decision that was blocking the plate, that's beyond embarrassing for our game, for all the players out there on both sides of the field working their ass off for the entire game. It's completely unacceptable. I can't even believe I'm sitting here talking to you guys about this right now. It's one of the worst moments I think we've seen of umpiring in any game I've ever been a part of in baseball, and I think it was pathetic.
So that was Minnesota Twins manager Rocco Baldelli, one of the most level-headed, fair, reasonable managers you'll ever find in any pro sport. Out there just raking the umpiring crew over the coals, the replay crew, over this decision. Clearly, I'm a Twins fan. You might say I'm a little biased at what my opinion might be. But this is bad. This is bad for baseball. As a Twins fan, I was very frustrated to see this happen clearly in such a tight game. Would have been a huge win for the Twins, but it's in the grand scheme of things, it's one regular season game. They all count the same in the end. It is a big play. We can't know. Maybe the Twins still lose that ball game. We can't know for sure. So I'm not, I've kind of washed myself of the frustration of the loss part. I feel gross. About the way that this went down. This is not the heart of what they're trying to do with these contact collision rules at the plate. This is really bad for baseball. I don't want to see base runners purposely trying to somehow slide into home so they can make some kind of case that this is happening in the future. And I don't want that to be part of the game. And you know what? Major League Baseball didn't want that to be part of the game either when they created these rules on collisions at home plate. These rules, the heart of these rules. We can talk about some of this specific language in a minute. But the heart of these rules are to protect the catcher primarily. Of course, we're not just saying, the runner can go screw himself. We're trying to protect everybody. But it's really trying to protect the catcher more than anything. And, the other side of it is the catcher can't just ridiculously block the plate when he doesn't have the ball, of course. Again, that would be ridiculous. Everything about these rules, they don't. You can twist the language. You can try to make that language apply to this. I get that, and I'm sure obviously that's what the replay crew did. If you're a Blue Jays fan, you're probably thinking, "Oh, what do you mean? That's the language." I would imagine most of our other baseball fans also think this is complete crap. And again, these rules were changed primarily in the wake of Buster Posey getting absolutely blown up. That was a bit of a different situation. That was a throw coming in from right center field. Very scary. All those are pretty scary because the catcher is blind to what's coming in from third base, can't see anything, react to anything. But these rules should only be enacted. You should only be overturning calls based on these collision rules when it is obvious, when it is clear to most everyone that something wasn't right about the way that the baseball was played on the field. Whether the runner went out of his way to try to hit the catcher, or whether the catcher obviously blocked any kind of the plate before the throw comes in. Boom, that's it. That's it. That's really all it should come down to. And that if you take that stance, that Rocco absolutely nailed it. This is just awful. It is bad for baseball if this kind of stuff continues. Whether you're a Twins fan or not, it shouldn't matter. Nobody should want to see this in a baseball game. They need to clean this up. They need to address this before the postseason. I don't expect Major League Baseball to come out and issue some kind of a correction or apology or whatever. Do it behind the scenes. I don't care. But talk to your replay guys and get it through their heads that you only enact these rules when it is so clear that something kind of foul was at play. What do you want Gary Sanchez to do in that situation? Now, to get to some of the language, of course, I'm going to focus in on the language that would support the call on the field standing here. But the catcher is not permitted to block the runner's path to the plate unless, so you can block the plate, unless he's in possession of the ball. It was kind of a bang-bang. I'll put a picture of when Gary caught the ball. However, that doesn't even matter. Because though blocking the path of the runner in a legitimate attempt to receive a throw is not considered a violation. That's where we get into a lot of, judgment calls. That's the shitty thing about these rules. There's always some kind of way where somebody, if they want to get really specific about something, they can twist it one way or another. And that's what happened in this case. Somebody decided that there wasn't a legitimate attempt to receive the throw without, completely blocking the plate. However, even if a catcher blocks the plate, per a September 2014 memorandum to the rule, the runner may still be called out if he was clearly beaten by the throw. That is absolutely 100% what happened on this call. You can, if you want to make an argument that Gary Sanchez, what is the specific word? Didn't make a legitimate attempt to receive the throw without blocking the plate, I don't see it. I certainly don't think it's obvious that that was the case, but you can make that attempt. You can make that argument if you really want to. Again, it doesn't matter because the runner can still be called out if he was clearly beaten by the throw. And Whit Merrifield was clearly beaten by that throw. It was not close. Again, I just really hope that they address this and this doesn't happen going forward, that this doesn't happen to your team if you're not a Twins fan watching this, or to anybody in the postseason in a big game. This is it again. It is embarrassing.